All right, I'm not the best at content, but I'm gonna try my best. So, what's up, guys? This is Michael, Real Credit Michael. We have my friend Keritan
Yes, sir.
here. We're in Austin, Texas. Our friend Hercules put on this mastermind session. So we have this big house with 20, 30 different entrepreneurs in
Ooh, this
all different niches. Some people are doing credit.
close.
Some people are doing credit. Some people are not doing credit. But I wanted to sit down and ask a credit expert on a few things that uh, might be good tips and tricks for you guys to dive into. So, yeah, guess let's get into it.
Let's
Tell them,
do it,
tell them a little
man.
bit about what you do first, like where you specialize.
I do everything, bro. So, a little bit about me. I just call myself a glorified problem solver, honestly. So, I focused on real estate first in 2018.
Yeah.
I started doing that. Took me 2 years to get my first deal. I just wanted to buy rentals and rental properties and things like that. But I was forced to do wholesaling and fix and flipping. Never really flipped a house, and I don't want to flip a house. I'd rather just wholesale stuff right now. But I did it from 2018 to 2020. I joined Pace Mortgage Sub 2 when it first came out.
Mm-hmm.
And 6 months into that, I had started doing business credit because the way I got into real estate was by maxing out my credit cards and took a loan on my 401k to join this guru program. And during that process, I went down the rabbit hole of business credit. So I had watched YouTube videos from Get Credit Suite, no Credit Suite. He was the only one that was out and major talking about it a lot back then.
Mm-hmm.
Back then being like 5 7 years ago, obviously, but it's been longer than that. Did that, but real estate investors kept asking about business credit. I had already went down that rabbit hole.
Mm-hmm.
Posted a video, no, not a video. I posted a image on my Facebook profile asking, "Hey, who needs help with business credit?" I had like a stack of business credit cards,
Yeah.
and I had 100 likes, 50 comments. Like, oh shit, okay, I might be on to something.
Yeah.
Then in this community, I had reached out. Somebody paid me $1,000 for a business credit session,
Mm-hmm.
and it took me 2 years to get my first deal. And I made that in an hour.
How long was that session?
He didn't even finish.
Was it like 30 minutes?
No, it's supposed to be until he just got established his business credit, an OPG business credit.
Yeah.
He was a guy that was in Chicago. He ran his restaurant stuff like that. Now he just do real estate full time.
Okay.
But he didn't even finish. So yeah, but I did that right. And then before that, I had paid somebody else $10,000 to learn some basic credit hacks. So I learned how to remove inquiries, the credit sweeps that you probably shouldn't do.
Mm-hmm.
And then I knew how to build business credit without using your personal credit.
Mm-hmm.
Knew how to remove inquiries from your credit reports. And I also learned the funding sequences. I was like, oh, this is a crazy hack. So I
Yes.
did that. That was 2020, and I focused on credit repair, business credit for 4 years. It was from 2020 to 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Hercules. And then I just merged everything together recently.
Yeah. Very nice. So for the people that are watching that don't know anything about business credit, if you could talk about, say somebody has good personal credit and they've heard about business credit, but they just don't know where to start. Where it's like, what's the first thing you would do to start like the business credit journey, business funding, things like that? What's step one?
Right now is getting the right information. So it's a lot of misinformation out there because that would set me back with building business credit. When I first got started,
Mm-hmm.
I thought that I could get business credit cards like with Chase, American Express, some of those big banks without using my personal credit. But
Mm-hmm.
I thought pretty quickly you do need to have good personal
Yep.
credit. So you got to have your personal credit in order. It's not just the score, it's the profile too. Well, not this too. It is the profile, overall profile, relationships and the amount of income and stuff that you make, and assets and collateral too. But setting up that foundation matters a lot. You
Mm-hmm.
know, the business name, address, email, things of that nature.
Yeah.
But the way I like to separate it is I separate business credit with business funding to try to make it easier for everybody to understand. So I say business credit, building that is the stuff that's not using your personal credit.
Mm-hmm.
Like the vendor accounts with Quill, Uline, Granger, Sam's Club, still got their MasterCard you can get without using your personal
Trade
credit.
lines, things like
Trade
that.
lines, those
Yeah.
kind of trade lines. Um, Maybe buy some age corps. And business funding relies on your personal credit.
Mm-hmm.
You can eventually get business credit without using your personal credit if you got assets, collateral, and things
Revenue.
like that, revenue
Yeah.
over $1 million later on down the road. But just starting out, you're gonna have to PG.
Yeah. What would you say to people that, there's this misconception that you have to have an established business to get business credit cards, but that's not the case.
It's not.
Can you talk more about that?
Yeah, so what we talking about, so you just create a LLC right out the bat. If you have good personal credit right now, you can easily get access to business credit cards. Business lines of credit, maybe not so much, but
Hmm.
what you would do, you just go and apply. You open up an LLC. If you already have good personal credit, you just apply with stated income that you think the business is going to generate within that year. And
Hmm.
if you're already making money, cool, you just add that on there. If it's more than what you think it is, you just projecting the income. You just easily apply, get access to business credit cards, and you use that to start and scale your business.
Yeah. But what if you don't even have an LLC? What if you're just like a sole prop? Maybe you're doing Uber, you're flipping sneakers, things like that. Can you still get a business
You
credit card?
can. Would I recommend it? No, because you can easily just go and create an LLC, just file some paperwork. But you
Hmm.
can do that. There
Yeah.
are certain situations with certain people that don't want to do that, though. I know there are. I don't know what those
Gotcha.
situations are, but I always say if you can create an LLC, create the LLC
Yeah.
because you want to separate that liability from you and yourself. If somebody sue you, as a business owner, people's gonna sue you,
Hmm.
especially doing a lot of business later on down the road. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But you can just be a sole prop and do that. Um, and sometimes too, I say this, it's kind of advanced. I can think of a situation right now. So let's say if somebody is in, they need to get access to funding quickly,
Hmm.
like right now,
Yeah.
and they have issues with their business LLC, like on the Secretary of State, and that might take too long to update and correct the information. In that situation, you probably just want to apply as a sole prop.
It's just that like a
Get access,
temporary fix.
temporary fix,
Yeah.
exactly. Get
Yeah.
access to some credit, some funding, and then from there, while you fixing up your LLC mistakes and Secretary of State issues, then you can eventually just migrate it over
Yeah.
from the sole prop to the LLC and
Mm.
just shut it down.
Got you. What about so people that have like derogatory marks, like late payments, inquiries are a small one, but maybe charge offs, and they think, oh, like, it's hopeless, like my credit is done for. What would you say to those people that like things that they can look for to help fix their credit? That's not going to be like the end of the world for them.
So that's what people come to me for mainly is the credit repair portion.
Hmm.
I decided to bring that in house. So whenever that guy that I was talking about, where he paid me $1,000 to do business credit for him,
Yeah.
when I started that business, I just want to do business credit and business funding. I mean, I'm gonna answer that question. I'm gonna get to the point.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
uh, people can't. I realized people kept coming with credit repair questions too. They're like, "Hey, I got my account 630. I got this on my credit. Can
Hmm.
you fix it? You know anybody that can fix it for me?" I'm like, I don't do that. I'm just gonna refer you to somebody else. But it's such a scammy industry
Yeah.
where I was like, in my head, I said, I don't want to refer you to somebody else. They scam you, and you're gonna look at me
Yeah.
as
Because
the
you're the one
issue. 'Cause I'm
that.
the one that
Yeah.
referred them, and I'm not that kind of a person. I don't want people to have bad thoughts of me with their financials and social security numbers and things like that. And like me as a person, I value people trusting me
Hmm.
and doing the business and doing like correct work because I don't want to put out something on the internet and saying that hey I can do this but I can't.
Yeah.
I'm only going to talk about things that I can do
You can vouch for.
and that I can vouch for and make sure that they know what they're getting into.
Yeah.
So say all that to say, I eventually brought that in house. So the charge offs, you can easily deal with charge offs. You can delete late payments, charge offs, anything that's negative on your credit reports, you can get off.
Hmm.
You really can, as long as it's inaccurate.
What about a bankruptcy?
Bankruptcies, I deleted bankruptcies. I deleted bankruptcies, collections, charge offs, late payments,
What's the hardest thing to
repos,
get off your credit?
late payments.
Late payments are the
One
hardest?
thousand percent.
More than a bankruptcy?
Yeah.
Wow.
If it's like truly derogatory, it so what it does, all right.
I
How,
want to I
how
want to
deep you
talk
want to
about
get?
that because that's interesting. Yeah.
All right, I'm all right. Here we go. So I say late payments is always hard because it once it goes to a collection or charge off status, it opens up different laws of the Fair Credit Reporting Act or the FDCPA, where then you
Hmm.
can tap into in order to help you get it off.
Yeah.
Because you, if it's reported as a charge off or a collection, it has to be reported a certain way.
Mm.
If it just has late payments on it, late payments makes it so much easier because the account is still open and it's not closed.
Right.
You can get it off, but it's gonna be so much more difficult
Because it's an open account.
because it's an open account. Even though if it's closed, right? With late payments, the only law that you can use is 15 USC 1681B or 1666B. That goes into TILA.
You got
That,
those
that go,
memorized.
yeah, and 681B just permissible purposes. But what I do, it's very more tedious to just use factual disputing.
Yeah.
Factual disputing, and I'll look at the annual credit reports, take screenshots of them, list out the all the inaccuracies. So I just skipped over like 30 things people should know, like the basics. And the reason why I'm doing that, like the screenshots.
Yeah.
With late payments, they always say that the account is verified,
Mm.
right? And they do that all the time. So you got 15 USC 1681S. That's just the investigation procedures.
Hmm.
That's what Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion is supposed to follow.
Yeah.
They don't follow them to the T because there's a certain statute in there that says they need to go and contact the data furnishers, and it's all automated. So the data furnishers are any company that's actually reported something to your credit reports.
Mm.
So the data furnishers can be Chase, American Express, any credit union, any auto loan, any bank, any company.
Okay.
They supposed to send that. They follow eOscar in Metro 2. They follow that format supposedly, send it over to Equifax, TransUnion, and the CRAs.
Hmm.
So they're supposed to send the information to them, and Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion reports it to your credit reports they created,
Right.
right? Then they get the scores from FICO or Vantage. So a lot of times, ain't a lot of times, all of the time, most of the time, if one CRA reports something inaccurate and the other two reports it accurate, you can use that against them to get it deleted.
Mm.
But you have to structure it a certain way. And right now, since all of them are sitting in style tactics, as soon as you dispute something, they're gonna say, "Oh, you using a third party credit repair company. It's not you." It you can be sending disputes yourself.
Really.
They're gonna send that back and say that, or you could be using a credit repair company. They're gonna do it, but there isn't a law that states that you don't have to, you can or you can't use a credit repair company
Yeah.
to fix your credit.
Yeah.
So it's a class action lawsuit gonna come out eventually for
Huh.
that. But stuff like that happens. They don't know how to deal with that, and they just stall the process. They don't truly investigate. So what I've been doing is just referring files over to my attorney and suing the debt collectors and
Really.
Experian FS Trust Union or doing arbitration.
Wow. Is that? Do you have a high success rate with that?
Yeah, because you got to set up a certain way.
Hmm.
If you set it up a certain way whenever you're disputing, when I say set up a certain way, so a lot of people they use consumer law. That if you use the wrong USC code, you can set your client up for failure.
Mm.
Because as soon as you get ready to, if you do it, send that file over to an attorney to actually file litigation
Yeah.
against either the debt collector, the company themselves. The company themselves, I meaning Experian, Equifax, or TransUnion, not Experian. I mean, the bank that's reporting the negative account to your credit report.
Yeah.
You're gonna mess up. I forgot my train of thought.
That's okay. That's okay. I know. I've heard some things about when your debt gets sold to another debt collector. That's like illegal, and then or that's where you can go ahead and exploit that getting removed, like a collection or things like that. Is that true?
Yes and no. So what they getting into? It's the way that it can be illegal is if the chain of title is incorrect.
Mm-hmm.
You get into debt securitization, the securitization of debt. You can request that chain of title whenever you send a validation of debt letter to the debt collectors.
Yeah.
So you got debt buyers, and you just got people that's collecting on behalf of the banks. When an account's in charge-off status, that's a bank writing off the debt for themselves. That's charge-off.
Mm-hmm.
At the charge-off, they can either assign that debt to a debt collector to collect on their behalf. That's whenever it becomes collection status.
Mm-hmm.
You got debt buyers that will buy that debt from the company that had the debt in charge-off status.
Mm-hmm.
So that can be a lot of times Capital One or City. They'll sell the debt to Midland portfolio recovery, LVNV funding, and debt collectors like that. Those are
Yeah.
debt buyers. So they bought the debt at that point.
So it'll be like say you owed them 50,000, it was a charge off, then the debt buyer will buy it for like 10,000 and try to
Exactly.
get 30,000 from you. And that's
Exactly.
how they okay.
And Midland is known for trying to sue you, do sue tactics, to collect the debt on not your behalf, just to collect the debt from them. So Midland's been sued a lot. Portfolio recovery's been sued a lot. LVMV funding's been sued a lot. We actually sue those a lot. I got a buddy of mine that sue debt collectors. So anytime I see a credit report that's littered with debt collections like
Mhm.
that, you can use the LCRA laws and also the FTCPA laws in order to get it off or sue
Mm.
them. Like you can get it deleted, but why just get it deleted? You can get it deleted and collect a check
Right. At the same time.
at the same
Two
time.
birds with one stone
At the same time.
at the same time.
Now I don't know if I answer your question. I really don't. I think I went on a
We kind of
tangent
been
again.
rambling. Okay, so then more like a easier question. Say somebody is just getting into the credit game. What is the number one card that you suggest? Maybe for high limits, maybe for travel, maybe for each one.
Hmm. High limits travel. You can do both. So if you get into the credit game to travel hack, so to say,
Hmm.
it's changed a lot.
Yeah.
Even with when I first got into it, because with American Express, for example, American Express, you gotta if your goal is to get maximum points in travel hack, you gotta apply for the American Express cards in a certain order now.
Hmm.
Yeah, you can if you were to get the platinum card before getting the green card, for example,
Yep.
you would not be able to get a bonus for the gold, green, or any of the other charge cards in
Hmm.
that particular family. So
Hmm.
you gotta go gold, then no go. You
Green,
gotta do green, then gold,
gold,
then
then
platinum
platinum.
now. And then they got the lifetime languages and the product change rules you gotta follow. So Chase is well with the Sapphire family.
Hmm.
Let's say if you already have the Chase Preferred card, and right now Chase Sapphire Reserve giving out 200,000 bonus points, for example.
Hmm.
What you have to do is technically downgrade from the Sapphire card to like a Freedom card, apply for the Sapphire card, get that, then you have to product change some more in order to get the bonuses.
Hmm. Yep.
You got to play those kind of games. So
I
it's
got to
kind
do
of
that
it's stuff
too.
like that. Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's
And
like,
even American Express, they've been doing this thing where it's called an up to bonus. So like right now at the time of this recording, the personal platinum, the highest sign up bonus is 175,000 points. But if I send you my referral, it'll say up to
I've
175,000
seen
points.
that.
And then when you go through the application right before you hit submit, or maybe after you hit submit, it'll tell you, hey, you actually only gotten a 100,000 point sign up bonus. Do you still want to accept the card? And then you can confirm or deny that. So they've been changing, like it's a more dynamic system of who they're giving welcome bonuses to. So I see that people running into that too.
Yeah, that they trying to kill the credit card training game.
Yeah.
They've been making these rules for a
But
long
we're always
time
going to
now.
find
Oh,
loopholes.
I always find the
Yeah.
loopholes. And so, like to truly answer your question, you have to do research. So, right, let's say if you don't have any credit cards right now
Hmm.
whatsoever, you need to plan properly. You can go to uscreditcardguy.com, even drcredit.com as well, or even credit boards or my FICO, the forums, to look at the what's changing right now and see which ideal card to get. Because if you just starting off, I always say do Chase first. Because Chase got the strictest rules, the 524 rule.
Hmm.
Chase first, American Express always last. You want to mix in between Capital One, Citi, or Bank of America cards. Capital One, the Venture X, right now my favorite.
Yeah.
The Venture X
But I
cards,
do not like Capital One as a bank.
I can understand that.
Oh my gosh.
And they just bought Discover too, so
Really?
yeah, Discover and Capital One merging.
Yeah, I don't. Capital One is very stingy with their limits. Like if you have a $2,000 limit and you ask for a credit limit increase, they might give you like 2,500.
And they're gonna pull all three.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah. That and like Wells Fargo. I'm not a Wells Fargo gave me a hard pull for opening a checking account. Crazy. I've never seen that happen. That was terrible. But cool. So okay, then another question. What is like an underrated credit card? Like what is something that you think and not a lot of people think of, but is really great either for like building credit or travel hacking or both?
Hmm. An underrated one. What's in my wallet I'm thinking about right now? Matter of fact,
Pull it out.
yeah,
Show the camera. Show the camera.
it's my personal. Let me see. An
That's way
underrated
too big.
card.
You gotta be sitting on it like this,
Yeah,
leaning.
I don't really sit on it that much, honestly. An underrated card. Ooh, this one, the Marriott Bonvoy Bowl. The
Nice.
reason why I say this, you got to get this card right here and hold it for a year, then product change to get the Ritz Carlton card.
Yes.
That's why I'm gonna say this one. Just
Yes.
because I like,
Is that your plan for that?
yes,
You're gonna product change? Yeah. Why? Because the Ritz Carlton has
it's
unlimited,
discontinued.
and it has unlimited priority pass.
Yeah, it does.
Like you can add as many authorized users as you want for free, right?
I think so, unless
Yeah.
they changed it.
Yeah.
Because it used to be the Chase Sapphire Reserve had the best priority pass rules, but now they changed those.
Mm-hmm.
Capital One Venture X changed its as well. So the Ritz Carlton might. I have to look into it.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure though.
Yeah, I have some of the Marriott cards, and I hold them because I have the Marriott Bonvoy Business from American Express. Annual fee is $150, but you get a free night every single year. So I mean, no matter what, if I spend no money on the card, it's still going to pay for itself because a hotel room is like 100 or 150. So, but yeah, what about like the biggest mistake that you see people make with their credit as someone who does it all?
It's so many. It's so many. It's people in my credit repair program. Do you see the disdain on my face right now? Probably y'all can zoom me. I'm just thinking about it. That whenever they apply for things while we're fixing their credit and they ask me why my score went down, like, cause you fucking apply.
Yeah.
You applied for something when I told you not to.
Yeah.
It's in the rules and all that stuff. That's why your score don't go up because you apply for something, you offset stuff, or they don't get credit building products while you're in the credit repair process because you have, let's say we got 30 negative items on your credit reports, and that's all you
That
have.
would be crazy.
You don't get any kind of credit building products while you're going through that repair process. Whenever it's all off, you won't have any positive accounts on it.
Hmm.
So if you get the positive accounts on it while you're going through the repair process, because it's going to help be on your credit report and help building age with the positive accounts
Exactly.
while you're going through that process. So that's going to help out a lot. So that's with the credit repair side. The travel hacking and just building business credit, it's applying for the wrong card at the wrong time.
Hmm.
That happens a lot. So you gotta do good research. That way you can maximize the bonuses.
You know what I see a lot, like the biggest mistake, and I focus on travel hacking for my content,
Okay.
is people will get airline mile cards and hotel cards before getting transferable bank point cards.
Yes.
So they'll come to me and they say, "Hey,
Yes.
I have 500,000 Delta Sky miles. What can I do?" And I'm
Nothing.
like, "One flight, business class, maybe." Like that's all you can do. And then so you have to always start with transferable bank points.
I
And then
agree.
once you do Chase first, you can continue with the rest of the banks. And once you're like tapped out of those cards, then you can move into airline specific and then hotel cards. And even then there's like niche ones that have more value than others. So
That's a
yeah.
great point. You're so right about that.
Yeah.
There's so many people they'll get those. It's those travel cards. Even the travel cards with the credit unions.
Yeah.
Those are useless.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
you're gonna get a credit card with a credit union,
Like a
just
Navy Federal, you get
Yeah.
Navy Federal points. Like you can't
It's
do anything
nothing.
with that. Yeah.
I always tell people to get the if you're going with a credit unions and regional banks. So credit unions like what's a common one? Navy Federal, USAA,
Penn Fed.
DCU, PenFed, Valley Strong, like TDECU in Texas. I got a
Yeah.
love hate relationship with them, but
Truest.
Truist, those kind of companies, what you want to do, don't get those airline cards. Don't get those cards where you get points with.
Hmm.
You just get those cards to get the low introductory interest rates.
Hmm. Yep.
That's the only reason why you want to get those with those. That's
Yep.
it. No, that was I'm happy you brought that up because I see that a lot.
Yeah.
It's useless.
Yeah.
Like, don't get those cards. Like, that's a
Well,
perfect point.
I'll say this. If you fly an airline consistently, or like say, you live in Houston, right? That's going to be a United hub, or say you live in Miami, that's an American Airlines hub. It's smart to have one of their, entry level airline cards that's like, $99 a year, because you're going to get free check bags, you're going to get priority boarding, and if you fly that specific airline more than one round trip, that card is going to pay for itself. So for things like that, like the given benefits, definitely. But if you're chasing points, you always want to prioritize points over airline miles because points can become airline miles, but airline miles can never become points. So the value is always in the flexibility and the transferability.
I agree
Yeah. But
1000%.
you were talking about credit unions. What are the pros and cons between going from like a big bank and then going to a credit union?
Yeah, it is a big change. The credit unions, they don't have as much up to date technology like the big banks.
And that's a
So
good thing.
sometimes, if you have an issue, it's gonna be horrible.
Mm,
If you have an issue like with a credit card being locked out, not working, can't make a payment, a lot of times their systems won't be as up to date to get immediate requests in
robust.
order robust in order to get it fulfilled or resolved.
Hmm.
Um, Even though maybe you submit an application, sometimes it's more paper
Hmm.
documents. But like you said, that's good. I like those
Right.
because those you can do more with. You be able to, but that's somewhat of the con. The pro is you can build stronger relationships with those banks.
Hmm.
They allow you to get away with some negative remarks or some things you might be lacking on your credit reports or financial profiles in order to help you push that application through.
Hmm.
Compared to some of those bigger banks, the bigger banks, it's less relationship based, a lot more automated, which could be a pro and a con. And like I said, the technology is more up to date with the bigger banks. A
Yeah.
lot more fluid systems and easy.
With the bigger
The
banks.
apps with the bigger banks are great. With the smarter banks, because I've noticed that social credit union called
Hmm.
Elements Financial, TDECU, a couple more. They use the same kind of app platform, and it's somewhat janky.
Mm. The actual
But
software
the
is just like
software
laggy,
itself.
glitchy.
But if they using that, they're more apt to give out higher limits. So TDE's EDCU, for example, that's
Okay.
my secret credit union. But they all right. They got their main hub in Dallas, Fort Worth. They in Garland,
Hmm.
and I think they got their main hubs in San Antonio though. But they gave me a $30,000 limit business credit card at 8% interest.
Wow. That's great.
8% interest for a freaking credit card.
That's insane. Navy Fed is like what, 13,
Yes,
something like that?
yes.
Wow.
8% on a business credit card with a $30,000 limit.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Say the name again of the
TDECU. I made a YouTube video
Do
about
you
that
have to
like
be a
3 years
Texas
ago.
resident to join TDECU?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
So you can do some hacking if you want.
Yeah. I
I
I
don't
uh
promote that, by the
I
way.
tried to create an account with Truist, and I'm a Texas resident, but I was living in California at the time, and Truist is only in the southern states, right? And I was in LA, and so I created a checking account, and literally within a couple hours they shut it down immediately because I thought it was fraud because they tracked my IP and saw I was in LA, so I had to go to a branch and like prove my identification. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, sometimes those are like the blockers with a credit union. They're local, and you have to be sometimes like a resident of that area.
Yes, I guess next time what people can do if you have found a situation, get a VPN,
Hmm.
and mask your IP to be in a different location, like in Texas somewhere, and then
Yeah.
apply. Yeah,
Yep.
the VPN strategy is pristine, bro.
Yep. Yeah.
It's funding.
So you've done like about travel hacking and things like that. How would you describe it to somebody who's never heard about travel hacking? What's the elevator pitch for the things that you can do by
You just travel the world and fly for free.
yeah.
I just fly for free for fun.
Yeah, at this point.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I never really thought about it. What's yours? What's your opening pitch?
So really what I tell people, I focus more on travel hacking is I can take the value of your points. Let's say you have 100,000 points, which would normally be worth $1,000 at 1 cent per point in your credit card's transfer portal. I can take 100,000 points and 10x to 20x the value of those same points. So
Mm,
instead of $1,000 in travel, I can turn that into 10,000 and even $20,000 in travel. And
mm,
that is not an exaggerated number. There's plenty of times, if you follow me on socials, I show you the literal calculations of turning, 50,000 points into a $10,000 flight, or 80,000 points into a $18,000 flight. So this is like real numbers. And I just made a video about this guy who redeemed 2.2 million Amex points for $13,000.
Oh my
And
God.
he thought he
He
was
thought he
finessing the
was
bank. He was
no.
like, man, this is the best. Because think about it, like to him, that's just like a free $14,000. Like all he did was click a button and he's good. But if you know the game and you know how to maximize the system, that 2.2 million could have been all $400,000, maybe even $500,000 in travel if he played it correctly.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. And once you redeem them, you can't, it's done. You can't get those points
Can't
back.
get him back. Can't get him back.
Yeah.
Should have reached out to somebody like you.
Yeah.
Dang. Golly. Well, so you focus on a lot of travel hacking mainly. So do you do consultations for people?
I do, yeah. So I do like award booking services where
Okay.
sometimes I have clients who are like doctors, lawyers. They're maybe older people who aren't as tech savvy, and they just say, "Hey, I see your videos. I see the value in this, but I just don't have the time to run." It's really just running award searches on multiple platforms, knowing the point systems of different airlines and different banks, and taking advantage of loopholes and things like that. So I do consultations, and then you can pay me a fee and I'll find your exact itinerary for you to maximize those points.
How do you get into this space?
Dude,
Got
so
you
I'm
started.
I'm 26, and essentially like I started like everyone else. I got my first card when I was 18 years old. And I would earn a couple points. I would use them through my travel portal, and I thought I was him. I'm like, no one knows this. Like I'm getting credit card
At
points.
18, you did all that?
Yeah. But I was redeeming them through my credit card's travel portal, like at 1 cent per point, and I thought I was great. And then I started travel hacking, learning the game in like my early 20s, and I realized nobody was doing it. Like if they were doing it, they were kind of in their like late 20s, 30s. So no one my age was doing it, and I was like preaching, the word that you can do this.
I thought you was like, bro, you scamming, bro.
No, yeah, exactly. Like I would be in business like lie flat seats, and like my whole thing for my social media was I work a 9 to 5. Like you don't have to have crazy high income or high spend. You can just get the right cards, the right welcome bonuses, spend on the right cards, and you can travel in business and first class for free
Yes.
just by having a regular 9 to 5. Like I'm a normal guy just like everyone else. So that's kind of the pitch that I give, and it's like more relatable. And people are like, "Oh, I can do that too." You know what I mean? I'm an accountant, or I work in whatever a corporate job, and I can
Oh, you
still do
do?
this. Yeah, yeah,
I didn't know that. I mean, I
yeah.
said I got a corporate job too.
Really?
I've been doing all this while I have a
Yeah,
job.
yeah, yeah. What do you do?
I'm a software engineer.
Oh, I'm in software sales.
I
I'm an account executive.
just
Yeah,
don't like leading with that. But yeah,
yeah, yeah. I never do
I
that. I never
kind
do
of
that.
leave that world out.
Mm-hmm.
Don't focus on it unless I'm talking about something techie related.
Mm-hmm. I
But
always I always lead with like, because this is what I
it
want
is
to do full
relatable.
time.
That's very relatable. You make a valid point about that because a lot of people that think that they work in a job they can't do stuff like this because they too busy.
Mm-hmm.
No,
No,
you
all
can't.
you need to know is like a few tips and tricks. You learn a couple things. I mean, the scale that I do it is a lot more intensive. Like I can find, like I run award searches for hours and this and this and this. You don't have to do that. If you know the basics, you can still get great value, travel for free, go wherever you want at like the drop of a hat. Because I will say some of the best deals on flights are last minute.
Yes,
So if
yes.
you have that flexibility, say you have a remote job and you know how to play the credit card game, that's like cookies and milk. It is the best combo.
Why is that? Explain why that is. 'Cause I've heard it's either last minute or you book like a year in advance.
Yeah, so that's exactly right. So every airline, so one, airlines will release award seats on other airlines' flights. So there's called airline alliances, and a good way to think about it is like fraternities, right? So we have Sky Team, One World, and Star Alliance. Those are the three main airline alliances. So these airlines will be in these groups, and if we're talking about Star Alliance, like United, for example, and Air Canada are both in Star Alliance. United will sell seats on an Air Canada flight and vice versa. And so what happens is, depending on the airline, they'll release seats either like a year in advance, or they'll release award seats a week in advance. And that's when, like, a good way to think about it is they want to sell as many cash seats as they can. But once it gets like a week, a couple days before the departure, and they still have these open seats, then they'll release them for points and miles at a huge discounted rate, like a $5,000 seat for 50,000 points. And then that's where we take advantage of it. And if you have a remote job, that second part, you can work from wherever. So I could say, hey, there's a flight in 2 days to Barcelona. Let's go do it.
Yes. Yes. I got that last minute stuff from Rodrigo. I
Yep.
like, bro, how I used to always just planning out the trip and itinerary. But
It's more fun the other
it
way
is more
to do a
fun to
last
do the
minute
last
trip.
minute. Like, hey,
And depending on the award search site you're using, you can have alerts. And even right now I use Rome.travel. They will text you. Like I'll get a text for a specific route that I'm looking for. So if we're in Austin, Texas, Austin's kind of a small airport, but I'll set it to like Houston or Dallas. I can set an alert from Houston to Tokyo. And then if a first class seat, for that's like $15,000, $18,000 opens up for like 70 or 80,000 points, I'll get a text and I can book it right then.
Rome not travel.
Rome.travel, yeah.
Do you use C Arrow?
Yes, I do.
You like it better than Rome not travel, or which one?
Um,
Rome not travel is better.
so when I run award searches, I use like a multitude of sites. Each one has their own niche,
Okay, got it. Yeah.
like what they're good at. Seats.arrow has a lot of good cached data, so it's very fast. Like I can run a search and immediately everything pops up.
Cached.
Yeah.
It's not like fresh. It's not real
They
time.
they cache it on a time period basis. So sometimes you can have new data. Sometimes it's like a day old. But if you want instant results, Rome is very good for they can search for more airlines. So Seats.arrow can only search a certain amount of airline partners, but Rome literally can search for every single one. So really what I do is I'll use multiple of those sites, and then I can find maybe one flight here, compare and contrast, things like that.
Ooh, yeah, I didn't know Arrow cached its results.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, real time alerts is way better because, like you were saying previously, a lot of times those airlines can open up an award availability
Mm-hmm.
or sell something quickly.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be able to act on it really quickly,
Yep.
especially for Q Suites or
Yep.
Emirates First Class or Singapore Airlines. Those
Yep.
exclusive routes and flights, you want to
Yep.
be able to jump on those quickly as soon as they come available.
You can't book Emirates first class anymore.
What?
They changed that. Yeah, you have to have status with Emirates to book a first class flight now. Yeah, it was a pretty recent change. But Q Suites you can do. Singapore Airlines.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah.
Whoa. What?
Yeah, it happened a couple months ago. I need to look up on it, but yeah, you have to have a certain status with Emirates.
Is it like a high tier status or kind of like a basic one?
I think it's
we
like
gotta create an
I
account.
think it's like a basic one.
Okay.
Like the first or second level. But beforehand, people would have no status with Emirates. Like I live in the States. It doesn't make sense for me to have status with Emirates.
Exactly.
And then I could book a first class seat for 120,000 points, which Emirates first class, like if you guys look up, if you're watching this, look up the Game Changer, or what is it? Game Changer Suite? That's what it's called, I think, on Emirates. Insane. Caviar, Dom Perignon, gold, like it's showers on the plane, it's crazy. So that's the type of stuff that you can do with points and miles once you really, and that's like really advanced. Like that's, yeah.
I'm probably gonna change topic. That was a bar. I didn't even know that happened, but
Yeah.
that's not all that you do. You
Huh.
do more stuff besides the travel hacking and then the corporate stuff. What else do you do? What else you do?
I do. I have a car rental company in Houston, Texas. So we rent out cars.
That's what I've known you for. When
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just
yeah,
met
yeah.
you. I didn't know you do all this other stuff, but
Yeah.
how long you been doing that? Do you like it? Like you said, you think he's better than the travel hacking? Or
It's
has it pros and cons like everything else, right?
yeah. I mean, the travel hacking, there's no overhead costs, right? I
True.
mean, maybe annual fees, but that's it. Like that's just. I think travel hacking can be a part of anybody's life. You could be a doctor, lawyer, working in software. It doesn't matter. Just equip yourself with some knowledge on the credit card game, and then you just travel for free. But the car thing, yeah, I mean, I started it about a year ago with my business partner, and we've been slowly growing in Houston. So we do Turo for public rentals, and then we also do private for like mid-sized luxury cars.
Ah, so do you do the economy cars on Turo, or you kind of y'all still
We
playing it out?
Not really. There's not a lot of money in economy cars. We focus more on like mid-sized luxury SUVs, so like Porsche, Audi, Mercedes, things like that.
Mid-size luxury.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You put those on Turo, or you do? You say more of those would be private.
A lot of our business, we're growing Turo as we speak. So a lot of business comes from Turo, and then I'm not supposed to say this, but say we meet a renter on Turo, we can chop it up with them, have a good relationship, and then say, hey, Turo charges fees. Like Turo's going to get their money regardless. So we can always say, hey, look, like if you want to rent privately, we can just draft a rental
I
contract and do it
see.
that way.
It's a lead
Um,
magnet. So I mean, we'll get this clip. Probably clip that out, but I got you.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
a lead magnet for you.
yeah,
That's smart.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's smart.
yeah. How
Okay.
long have you been in software?
When I start 2017 to now,
2017.
so 8 years. Yeah, 8 years. Yes, been in software for 8 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I just go to work, do stuff, leave. Like if I really, really, really wanted to, I could be working at like Microsoft or Google.
Mm.
I do that dumbass leak code interviews and study all that nonsense and go
Would
that
you
route.
rather do
But
credit full time if you could?
credit, nah. I'd rather do something else.
Something else?
I mean, my main thing I want to do is just do real estate investments, buy houses, have rental
Mm.
properties. But heck, even rental properties is annoying.
Yeah.
Got one because you could buy a house. You buy a house just to cash flow $200 or $300 a month, but you deal with more headache. It's not worth $200 or $300 a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
You need something that's gonna pay you like $50,000 a month. That's something like an apartment complex.
Yeah.
So
Multifamily, stuff like that.
yeah, I would. Honestly, I don't know. I've been evolving. Right now, the AI stuff is speaking to me because right now it's a huge opportunity in it
Yes.
to build something and sell for millions of dollars.
Hmm.
So looking at different niches, demographics, and business sectors where I could apply that, make
Hmm.
a lot of money, then exit, then just travel and do nothing.
Yeah. And then travel hacking, and then you can travel for free.
Exactly. So the credit stuff, I like it here and there. I have my moments, but it's gonna
Yeah.
always be here, especially for America.
Yeah. Yeah.
The credit
Yeah.
system in America is that's how it's
The
oh shit.
best.
That's how it's the best. That's how it grew everything.
I have people on my social media that reach out to me from like Australia, Canada, the UK, and they're asking me questions about American Express points or Santander or whatever the banks are over there. The points are completely separate. Like the credit game is completely separate, and even American Express, for that example, Amex points in the U.S. have a different value than the U.K., have a different value than Hong Kong. Like I saw this advertisement for the Amex Platinum in Hong Kong, and it was a 1,000,000 point sign up bonus, and that was going viral, and everyone was like, "Holy, 1,000,000 points! Like that's crazy!" But Hong Kong points, that's really like it's the equivalent of like 100,000 U.S. Amex
Yeah.
points.
So
So
I guess you gotta do the currency exchange. I wonder if it's mimic the matches the currency exchange the value of their dollar versus ours.
yeah, that's a good question. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
Probably something to look into.
All right, I want to get a couple more like clips, like things that I can clip that are like provocative.
Okay.
Um, so I wanted to ask, since you've been in the credit space, what is like the worst credit profile you've seen? Like, what was on their profile that was like
Yeah, I got somebody.
crazy?
Yeah, I had somebody that have about 40 collections, charge off repossessions.
40.
Yeah, they had a 400 credit score.
Oh my
Deleted
gosh.
most of them. Then some more stuff popped back on. And then all the student loans went derogatory. So yeah, like actually I think it was more than that. So when you do the tri-merge credit report, it shows all the negative accounts.
Hmm.
I think it was total like 80.
Wow, 80 derogatory marks on one account.
Yeah, 80. I'm dead
Were you able
serious.
to fix that?
Most of them.
Most of them?
Most of them. Then like 20 more popped on with the student loan late payments.
Wow.
Yeah, I got. And then I had somebody that they two-row business went bad, so they had about 12 repossessions on their credit reports.
Mm.
They were like total $500,000 worth of repossessions.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's when we sued Equifax
Mm.
with that one. I think he won a settlement. Uh, but yeah, it was a lot.
Wow.
I think that was the worst one. No, no,
Wow.
I'm probably gonna get somebody else. I haven't had nobody that had a negative credit score yet.
Is that real? Could
It
someone have a
is.
negative credit score?
I've seen it.
I've never seen that. That's crazy.
I've
How does that
seen it.
work?
They just go ghost.
But even then, like, wouldn't it just drop down to like a
You would
hundred
think it go to zero,
single
but I've
digits?
seen some go negative. Means it's a certain code that they can. It's coded a certain way. I forgot what it means exactly, but the negative credit score means that either like the person could be deceased,
Mm.
identity was stolen, or something along those lines.
Yeah.
I want to say they were deceased, but I've seen it a few times. It's very rare,
Wow.
but I have seen it.
Wow. What about like the opposite of that? How would someone achieve an 800 credit score?
Oh, it's pretty easy. And so a lot of people don't like Credit Karma because Credit Karma is not accurate
Because they
all the
don't use
time.
a FICO 8?
Well, yeah, because they use Vantage Score. People don't know the difference between Vantage or FICO.
Mm-hmm.
But Credit Karma will most definitely show you because it's color coded. It'll show you exactly how you should be able to get to an 800, 850 credit score. Like the late payment section, the credit utilization, the number of accounts, the age, and the inquiries. That matters, and it's color coded there. So if you go to Credit Karma, for example, and you click on TransUnion or Equifax, it'll show you. If you scroll down the late payment section, for example, you click on late payments. It's gonna have like four different tiers:
Mm-hmm.
the excellent, good, okay, worse. It's broken down. You want to be in the excellent category for
For everything.
each,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and you get an 850 score.
Nice. That's super easy.
Yeah,
Some people think it's very complicated. Like to
they
have an 800
do.
credit score, you got to be like, a millionaire and have 40 years of credit and things like that. But that's not the case.
No, you can't. That's not the case at all. You
Yeah.
can hack the age portion too, each with trade lines.
Yeah.
Uh, the total number of accounts, like you gotta have, I think it was 21 plus,
Mm. You have to have more than 20 accounts.
more than 20 accounts to get
Okay.
to the 800 mark.
Yeah. You guys hear that? More than 20 accounts.
More than 20.
People are afraid of opening credit cards because they
Yes.
think it's going to hurt their score, which I mean, it does in the short term with an inquiry, but in the long term, credit bureaus, the way that they factor in their score, part of it is your mix of credit. You know what I mean? So you want to have one, like high limits on cards. So you have a lot of total available credit, and then also your mix of credit. So you can handle an auto loan, you can handle a consumer credit card, you have a trade line, things like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we gotta keep preaching the word.
Yeah.
A lot of people do think that misconception because even with I've noticed with some of my clients that comes for credit repair, they don't want to open a credit card mainly because they think that since they don't know how to manage the utilization properly,
Mhm.
that it's hurting their scores.
Yeah.
Even everybody got a student loan in the credit reports, they think that it's hurting their scores. Most people that got student loans, it's helping them because of all that age
Mhm.
they have on it.
Yep.
As soon as you pay it off and it's closed, that's why your score dropped because all the age is gone. But you can replace it with a trade line. So it's things like that where people just gotta get educated.
Mhm.
When they get educated by following people like you and me.
That's right. Drop your handles so people can follow you.
Yeah, man. So my handle is the same on all social media profiles at Keritan S on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, even YouTube. Uh, don't use Twitter like that, but it's on Twitter as well. What about yours?
I'm on TikTok. I just look up Credit Michael, and then on Instagram, I guess Credit Michael was taken, so I got real Credit Michael. But for most of my socials, it's Credit Michael. So
Dope, man.
cool.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of
It was
course.
a good
We'll
chat.
we'll clip this and I'll put it in the Opus clip where it can. Do you know Opus clip?
Yeah, I do. I
Yeah.
do.
So it'll take all the the keywords and stuff, chop it up, and hopefully have some good content out of it. Yeah. How long was that?